What it do? What it do? What it do? It's your boy P Way with Proving Grounds, guys. And listen, at this point, you're gonna have to start calling me Mr. Nostradamus, man. Mr. Nostradamus, because I told you guys what was going to happen. I predicted that the Colorado Buffaloes will blow out UCF, and that's exactly what happened. So now I'm P Way, Mr. Nostradamus. Let's get to it. First and foremost, let's talk about Colorado's offense today. Shedeur got off to a rough start when he threw that interception, right? But after that, he was hitting on all cylinders. And this is something that I predicted would happen, being that UCS defense is really not that good. They didn't have a strong secondary, and their D line is average at best. So Shedeur was able to pick them apart. The offensive line stepped up in the pass blocking game today, and they were able to get what they want at the right time and create big explosive plays for touchdowns. So Shedeur played a great game, and what I like about Shedeur is his accuracy and his way to just throw passes right to where his receivers are going. He throws with great anticipation. And that is a great trait for a quarterback. And that's why I believe he's the best pocket passer in the college game today. Now to the receiving core. Man. Finally, Will Sheppard has arrived. And I feel so happy for him, especially after last week when he dropped that Hail Mary pass and social media was on him heavy. But he stepped up today and made a Sports Center top 10 crazy diving catch for a touchdown. He also had 4 receptions for 99 yards. So shout out to Will Sheppard for stepping up. Of course, Mr. Heisman himself, Travis Hunter, had 9 receptions for 89 yards as well and a touchdown. He actually scored the first touchdown for the Buffs and got the momentum rolling. Wester, once again, he has stepped up and he scored another touchdown. And Horn also had about 4 receptions for like 50 yards. So look at that, how each each of their starting 4 receivers each had over 4 receptions. Man, that really shows that the offense is clicking and Shedeur is not playing favorites. He's able to share the ball and just give it to the open man. So shout out to this receiving core for stepping up and doing what they do. Next is the shocker, and that is Colorado's running game. A lot of times with Colorado, it was two things. Either their O line will not block great and block very poorly, so they can't run the ball, or simply Coach Prime and Coach Shermer would stop running the ball. They would abandon it and just go to the pass. But today they stuck with it. The O line played well, and the running game was on full force. And they actually outran UCF in that first half, which was crazy surprising, knowing that one, UCF had the top rushing offense in the NCAA, and two, the Buffs had probably the worst rushing offense in the NCAA. So it was really good to see them stick to the run, stay committed to it, and do a great job on the ground today. So shout out to the Colorado's coaching staff for finally saying enough is enough. We're going to make a point and become a balanced team and run the ball. And by doing that, their Ohio State transfer Hayden, he had a touchdown, and their freshman running back Welch, he was able to get a touchdown. Moving on to the defense, we have to start with this D line. The D line played big today. It was a point of emphasis today with the UCF being the top rushing offense in the nation that Colorado needed to stop the run. And boy, oh boy, even with a couple of their players out, especially Hayes that was out, they were able to rely on the return of Chidozie and Cooks, and they played a great game for their D line. and they were really penetrating UCF's offensive line today and stopping that lethal run game. And then that moves on to the linebackers. Hill, Green, and Bentley played an excellent game. And this reminded me of last year. They didn't have these big bodies to really bang and last long and play hard for full quarters. But now that they have gotten stronger, they've gotten more size up front, they are able to play this style at a better rate, and they played an excellent game today because UCF's offensive scheme is crazy. They have QB draws and read options, triple options, receiver screens, receiver reverses. A lot of stuff that they do off of their running game. So it was great that Colorado basically handicapped them and forced them to pass the ball, which now moves on to the secondary. Preston Hodge, his second pick of the season. I mean, he has been a highlight, one of the highlight transfers for Colorado. He had a great pick in the first quarter, which completely seized the momentum from UCF and really got the momentum moving for Colorado. And then Mr. Heisman himself, Travis Hunter, came up with an amazing pick. We're going to have to start putting respect on his name. If you do not have Travis Hunter as the Heisman front runner today, you suffer from a severe disease called either hating or being delusional. One of the two, you choose. Travis Hunter is the Heisman front runner today by far. He is catching touchdowns. He is locking down the best receivers on the teams that he faces, and he's catching interceptions. He's creating forced fumbles. Guys, he is the best player in college football today, period. Now, he once again played a great game, which is expected. And I really like the play out of the safety as well, Stoudemire, which, truth be told, I think he's playing the safety position a little better than Shallow. I know that's not a favorable thing to say. Only thing I miss about Shallow really is his headache game, is his hitting. Other than that, I just think Stoudemire plays a little bit more consistent. I think he tackles better in the open floor. I also think that he has better coverage skills. That's just my opinion. So, take it or leave it. But like I said, I am Mr. Nostradamus, so you might want to take it. But with all that being said, man, this was a great game by the Colorado Buffs to get this win. Guys, this changes the ceiling for the Buffs. This raises the ceiling for the Buffs. I had the Buffs just getting to a bowl game, but now that they've won like this in this fashion, we have to start talking about, can they win the Big 12? Now, I know that sounds crazy. It sounded even crazier 2 weeks ago to say something like that. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have said this 2 weeks ago. But now, looking at the Big 12 and seeing that each team in the Big 12 is beating each other, and they're all losing. I think Utah lost today to Arizona. Each team is losing, and each team is losing also to each other. So we don't know how this thing is going to play out. The Big 12 is wide open. And then if you look at Colorado, the where they're meshing, I think that this team is much improved. This coaching staff has done a great job. We see the improvement with them. You cannot count them out. Have Kansas State coming up. If they end up getting a win like that, then they have Arizona and Cincinnati and Kansas. Those are all winnable games, just like this one. Of course, they have the juggernauts in the Big 12 and Oklahoma State and Utah as well. But all bets are off as soon as they catch this momentum and they catch this winning bug, which they have started. So we don't know how far this will go. And I am just strictly making sure that you guys know that the ceiling has changed. They're going to get to a bowl game. We now need to talk about, okay, beyond that, can this team get to the Big 12 championship? The ceiling has changed because of this game, and that's the importance of Coach Prime and the Buffs winning in dominant fashion like they did today. Very impressed with the coaching staff. Very impressed that they were able to put offense, defense, and special teams all together. Speaking of special teams, real quick, shout out to Mata for hitting that 46-yard field goal, because we know Mata doesn't have the strongest leg, but he was able to extend that lead right before half. So big shout out to Mata as well. So those were my big takeaways and reactions to this performance today, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful game out in Florida. They had all the stars out there because, most of the stars live in Florida anyway, or have houses in Florida. So they showed out. A lot of the players from Colorado as well are from Florida. So it was really big for them to get this win. And we got to look at how this will affect recruiting, because I'm guaranteed there were a lot of Florida players there who saw Colorado and the way they perform. And now they're starting to think, hey, so I might need to go check out what they have in Colorado. So this was a big game for Coach Prime and the staff. So to wrap it up, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Go ahead and press that thumbs up, man, and subscribe. I'll be following the Buffs all year long, giving you guys exclusive content, man. This is your boy P Wade with Proving Grounds. Once again, go ahead and subscribe and like. I appreciate you guys. More love.